From the diabolical mind of Dr. Acula comes the Creature and Flea Man, but first we're actually going to go back down to the bottom for some reason. No, off screen I actually leveled up a whole ton of enhanceable spirits. I wanted to just kind of enhance them in bulk here. Firstly though, okay, it looks like a few spirits have leveled to 99. You're still going, but the others I can take and add to my giant enhance montage. Dark Man is still going, though. But anyway... yeah, got quite a few that I can enhance right now, and a few that are extremely close to enhancing. So let's just go ahead and get these ones finished up. Waddle Dee becomes... I knew it. A character who a lot of Japanese Smash fans really wanted to be playable. They're apparently one of the most voted characters in Japan, and one of the few characters who is often voted for in these Smash ballots, where the divide between Japan and the West was this huge. Anyway, and I'm probably not going to be surprised about this one either. Yep, gotta promote the heck out of Awakening Tiki after all. I would say I feel like original Tiki doesn't really get enough appreciation, but then again, that's the version of her that was in Warriors, that's the version of her that got a few ults in Heroes. I guess that's not entirely true. Next, another one that I'm probably not going to be surprised by, you're going to turn into Amazon Pandora, aren't you? Which is actually kind of a spoiler for Kid Icarus Uprising. But we know all about how Smash feels about spoilers. I do like how she still has the sort of band around her hair, though, and it kind of looks similar to how she does in her blob form. And again, another one that I'm probably not going to be surprised by. You're going to turn into Nightmare Fuel mode, Marks, aren't you? Yep, thought so. True form. Okay, then. I guess the cute, harmless clown is just a disguise to hide the fact that he's actually an Eldritch Abomination. Now this one, will you turn into Symphony of the Night Owl, Maria? It looks like you are. Yep, there we go. Symphony of the Night, Maria. Additional mid-air jump's not bad. And you're obviously going to turn into Angry Scarfy. Yep, Angry Scarfy. So I've called every single one of them so far. I did not expect me to have called this thing's name on the nose, though. I was just joking when I called it Angry Scarfy, but nope, that's its official canon name. Okay, with that, yeah, we just have you and the ones that I got to level 99 in the dojo. So are you going to turn into the Prince? Yep. And I only know about you because of the assist trophy. The Prince of Sablech. I can't pronounce French. Transformation duration and 4 stars. Yeah, you're probably going to be pretty good, actually. Speaking of which, aha, I knew he'd turn into Brain Andros. True form. Okay, then. That's apparently his real form. A brain. It's still kind of a horrible pun, but I still find that line kind of funny. Only I have the brains to rule Lilat. Of course, you're turning into Queen Alincia. Yep. 4 stars and additional mid-air jump, though. That's pretty good, especially with the number of Fire Emblem characters I have now. I might want to put you in the dojo to level you up a bit. And, of course, Uprising Medusa. So I called every single one of these transformations. Giants. That could be really good. Becoming giant without having to waste a support slot. Okay, you're going in the dojo, too. I mean the gym. I don't know, I keep getting the title wrong. Anyway, Uprising Medusa. You and... oh, there's also Sheeta. Yeah, we're getting 4 stars left, right, and center right now. Sadly, I can't stack that transformation duration with Medusa, but I could use a support slot for The other? Okay then, the creature in Flea Man, and I actually kind of want to use Daisy for this, because I didn't really get much of a chance to use Daisy before. We still haven't found me Brawler yet. I guess I'll just use a regular outfit. Don't exactly recognize this song. Also, I need 2 support slots for this, so I can pick Zap Floor immunity. Kind of makes sense, because the creature usually uses lightning attacks in Castlevania.
Ready?
Out of time. Not exactly sure what this is. Also, okay, that's actually pretty good for the Mii Fighter. But yeah, obligatory mentioned the fact that this thing used to be called Frankenstein, I think, in earlier translations, and then they realized, I think it was even as early as Symphony of the Night, they realized that the real name is the creature. That's what it's actually called in the original Frankenstein story. Because Frankenstein, in fact, it's even wrong to call him Dr. Frankenstein. The original Frankenstein wasn't even a doctor, he was a university student. But yeah, the creature tends to be pretty infamous. I still don't know why they added the Flea Man in, because Flea Man usually don't accompany him in the Castlevania games. They tend to just be on their own in hallways and are just really annoying. And there's one game where there's the Wak Wak tree, which is a tree that Flea Men literally grow on. Okay, we're getting a new fighter earlier than I expected. Yeah, gotta remember that I need to search for a cannonball here so I can open up a path down below. So who we got here? Ridley? Well, I guess it makes sense for you to be in the basement, because like Lower Norfair, and I'm pretty sure there is a Castlevania game where we fight someone kind of, who looks kind of similar to Ridley down in the lower parts of Dracula's castle. Of course, it's the Ridley battle theme, which was not originally specific to Ridley. It was used for Torizo and quite a few of the other. I know it was used for Dragon in Metroid, in Super Metroid.
Samus.
Yeah, let's just use regular Samus. Gravity Suit, because you usually fight Ridley in the lava area. You know what? It'd be a huge sense of irony for me to fight you with Meta Ridley Spirit. I'm going to go ahead and do that. By date, that's actually not bad of a way to sort them, because that gets the spirits I've unlocked most recently to the front. You only have 2 support slots, though. Okay, let's go. I finally get to try out another newcomer. I knew Ridley would be in the Dark World, but I wasn't sure exactly where. Kind of makes sense for you to have that red aura. Nope. Anyway, Ridley's usually, I would say Ridley's a good boss fight in most of the Metroid games he appears in. I remember his Prime fights being fun, but in the original, like in the 2D Metroid games, I find he tends to just be a spam missiles affair. And then in Fusion for a low percent run, there is actually a trick you can use to... There's a trick you can use to kind of, not stun lock him, but kind of trick him into... If you just space jump in the corner, he can't hit you, but I've tried that, and I'm just not good enough to pull it off. I always end up veering very slightly to the right, and then I just get hit by his hitbox. So that was kind of a reasonably challenging fight in my Metroid Fusion 1% run that I did. Of course, I'm going to have to redo that, because I now know that 0% is in... I saw... Nope, yeah, there's nothing further over to the right. But yeah, I now know that 0% is possible for a human, so might have to do that someday. I found it to be a pretty enjoyable challenge, actually. Yes, I will be switching to Ridley, don't worry. Okay, so some things seem to have changed. Not really sure what the area looked like before the hourglass, but... Another 4-star! Yeah, I thought Akuma would be a 4-star spirit, I just didn't know where he'd be. Oh, this is not good. Probably not a good idea to be using Ridley for the first time against a 4-star. Because I'm totally blind on how Ridley's moves work. I'm thinking either Ryu or Little Mac. I'm not so good with Ryu. Let's go for a bit of a colder, darker color scheme with Ryu here. Yeah, and Akuma I remember pretty much being a semi-clone in most of the Armor Knight might not be a bad idea. Not trade off defense, though. Let's try Auto Heal. He's a semi-clone of Ryu in most of the games he's in, but he still tends to show up in a lot of crossovers. Kind of fits here that he's Ryu. I wonder where Ken is, because I know he'll be in the Dark World. But yeah, and I have since found out that in the original game, wow, he's barely taken any stamina damage at all. Oh, I have not done a 4-star stamina fight for ages, so this is probably going to take forever. Didn't expect to run into a 4-star already. Okay, we both got our final smash at the same... Well, it's not going to take forever. That was easier than I expected. That was kind of a cool way to end it, though. We both got our final smashes at the exact same time. That was kind of nice. Did not expect to do Akuma first try, but... yeah. Of course, I also remember that kind of out of character but really memorable line that he has in one of the crossover games. Defeating you takes less effort than slapping a baby. Not that I'd ever do that. And already... oh, okay then. Well, I was wondering where Ken would be. Here he is. We have answered the question of, are you Ken? Also, yeah, I like Ken's theme way more than Ryu's theme. So, now I have 2 newcomers to try out. And yeah, I kind of consider Ken more of a newcomer than a, why is my Hadouken coming out as a focus attack? I kind of consider Ken to be a, oh, I've forgotten how to do the Shoryuken motion already. To be more of a newcomer than an Echo, because he's apparently totally different to Ryu in terms of his overall moveset. He's ironically the least cloney of all the clones in this game, which is interesting since Ken is the original Echo fighter. I've been saving talking about this until we got to him, but Ken, really, the only reason he exists is so Street Fighter 1 could have multiplayer. He was just a palette swap of Ryu, who, again, mainly existed for multiplayer. And later games declonified him a ton, so it's fitting that Ken ends up being in the Smash game that introduces Echo Fighters, because again, Ken is the original Echo Fighter. Okay, how do we get higher up? Oh, we can just go through there. Right. We could go for the Cannonball. Oh, right, you're the rival from Nathan Graves' game, aren't you? It's kind of a thing in Castlevania for there to be a rival character who turns evil, or gets corrupted by Dracula, or gets possessed, or something like that. The series kind of loves that, but yeah, let's switch over to Ridley. Also, 1, because I started the Metroid series with Prime, and 2, just because I think it looks cooler, I'm going to be mostly using the Meta Ridley costume, but I just want to show the others. Red Ridley. I know that, yeah, that's original NES Ridley. I like they've got that color palette. Oh, I think that's like Gold Torizo. That's how he looks in, I think, some of the games. And that resembles Mecha Ridley, not Meta Ridley. In this case, they actually are different characters. Mecha Ridley is just a robot made by the Space Pirates, but from Metroid Zero Mission. But I'm going to go with Meta Ridley. But yeah, Ridley was always a very fun fight in the Prime games, I remember. I don't know, if I ever do a low % run of Zero Mission, one day I might do a low % run of the Prime games. I know that's probably not that interesting to watch, but it's a kind of a fun challenge. Well, I don't know how good Ridley's air attacks are, but I'll take Super Air Attack up. I suppose you being Marth makes kind of sense. Okay, again. Whoa, okay, Ridley's dash speed is quick, but his walk speed is slow, so he's kind of like Charizard that way. His dashing attack has a bite. Jab is tail stabbing. Okay, then. We'll go tilts first. So, tail. Down tilt is another tail. Up tilt is that. Okay, so his tilts are very tail-focused. Let's check out his smash attacks. Oh, that's cool. His forward smash breathes fire. His up smash kicks. His down smash is kind of a stomp slash a swoop. It's kind of like K. Rool's in a way. Okay, I'll have to continue working out Ridley next time, because that fight ended way too early. Ridley's going to be interesting to see. Okay, now we have the cannonball, so we can head back down. I guess we can take you out. Hi there, Draug! Yeah, at first when I heard Shadow Dragon was getting localized, I wasn't sure about this guy's name. Also, K. Rool makes sense because of the belly armor. I was like, why did they change his name to Draug? But then I realized Doga is Gardor backwards, and Draug is guard backwards in English. So yeah, his name was always supposed to be guard backwards. I actually think I probably said this before. Super moves slower, that makes sense, yeah. I think I've said this before, but I think his French name makes the most sense. It's Edgar, which is the French word for guard backwards, but it's also a legitimate name. Okay, yeah, that's my smash. It's kind of funny to see him get depicted as K. Rool though. Guess him liking to shield is good. Yeah, gotta watch out for that super armor. Now, since I like armor knights, I'm okay if I lose to this fight. Okay, yeah, down smash does have a bit of range on it. Ridley does not need the fire flower because I believe his regular B is... Okay, that's a fireball that charges up. Also, bye-bye Samus's gunship. And wait for it. Oh, no, he's already down. I thought I'd get to destroy Samus's gunship again. That almost ended really badly, though. Gonna have to show off Ridley's special moves in another one. Space Pirate Rush side special. I don't know if Ridley is canonically the same species as the Space Pirates or not. It's confusing. Oh, of course we'd fight Death here. This is usually around the area where you do fight Death in a Castlevania game. Around the upper part of the castle where there's a lot of towers. You sometimes find him in a clock tower, but not always, and that's generally due to the association between time and death in a lot of things. Okay, so here we're gonna need to shoot the cannon this way. Double kill. And with that, we can grab both this and another cannonball. Just 30 skill spheres. I think that is everything we can get at this point. I'll see you back at the castle. We can also climb this ladder to get... I don't know who you are. Oh, the last story. Now, I only know about that because it was one of the Operation Rainfall games, along with Xenoblade Chronicles. Was that, and Pandora's Tower, I think? And was it this one or was it Pandora's Tower that turned out to be kind of mediocre after all the build-up? But yeah, this is Ridley's Fireball attack in his boss fights. Looks like you could use that to edgeguard. Okay, that's Space Pirate Rush. Okay, I know that you can kamikaze with that if you're not careful, so gotta be careful there. What happens if I use it in the air? Okay, it's kind of like Ganondorf or Bowser's if I use it in the air. And my down... What is my down B? Oh, the tail stab. I think that has special properties if they have very high percents. Oh, and my up B is... Okay. It's a very slow rising attack. Huh, that looks like it's not great on the recovery department, but I can at least angle it. It feels like a slow version of Fox's. I need to actually hit someone with this, though. There we go. I'd like to actually see the reset bomb portion of this stage, because you don't generally get to see it that much in this mode. Okay. And once again, goodbye Samus's gunship. Okay, so Ridley's specials look like they're going to take a lot of learning. Okay, that didn't do much. The tail stab. I think they've got to be above 100%. And Lucina's kind of killing me. Okay, Simon's down. Now let's see. Now that you're over 100%, let's see how much my tail does to you. Or you could just fall off the bottom of the stage. Or you got to hit them with the tip of the tail? Maybe? Also, while I'm here, air attacks. Neutral is just a spin. Forward is more tail. Ridley's all about the tail. Seems. That could be taken out of context. Ah, my down. He's a lunge and I'm dead. Okay, I was still learning Ridley. Okay, so you have another... You're one of the characters who has a plunging down A. That's interesting. I've always found those attacks kind of fun, but also really dangerous. For their meteor potential. Okay, I guess you can sort of angle that. Okay, looks like my up tilt kind of combos into the up smash, but I could be wrong about that. But I like, almost got edge guarded there. Oh, we're using Golden Sun music, it seems. Okay, that down smash looks pretty strong. I was saying. But I mean, I've got sort of powerful smash things in the... Yes, let's see. Okay, that is pretty cool. I like that attack. I still don't think I've really figured out Ridley all that much. He's another character who probably will take a bit of learning. I'm liking K. Rool though, although K. Rool feels a bit more straightforward. Another cannonball. I should probably switch over to Ken for this now. It's a shame, because I'm kind of... Oh, you know what? Let's... Death in... I just realized, Death in Castlevania... Robin seems a bit weird. And of course, if you didn't start with a Death Scythe, I'd be very surprised. Okay, so you're hard to launch after... You're hard to launch, but you take serious damage after a while. That's interesting. It could be like you think you're invincible until the moment when death comes for you. But anyway, I just realized, Death in Castlevania serves a very similar role to Ridley in Metroid. Usually being a boss fought late into the game, usually one of the most powerful bosses besides the final boss, and being a recurring boss throughout the series. Yeah, when you think about it, Death and Ridley are very, very similar, so fighting Death with Ridley makes sense. Now get over here. I'm not really sure where you're Robin. I guess the hooded cloak is what they were going for. Oh, that totally missed you. That down smash has quite a bit of range, though. Yeah, of course, KO's heal damage. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, something that I just thought of, but I wonder if other people have made that observation. Okay, now that you're gone... We're getting closer and closer to the end of this place, I think? Wait a minute. How do we get to that fighter up there? Oh, maybe we have to use that hourglass. Oh, there's still quite a little bit to go in that. That's obviously the clock tower. Leon Belmont, who are you from? I don't recognize you at all. Are you from one of the one of the Game Boy Castlevanias, or one of the Castlevanias that got declared non-canon? Yeah, I'm familiar with a lot of the Castlevania games, but not you. I think that's a reference to someone, but I'm not entirely sure who it is a reference to. Anyway, let's try out Ken. So, Ken seems to be a lot more Shoryuken focused than Ryu is in most of his appearances. So we'll see if that carries over here. Not sure what this song is as well. Lamentive. Oh, well, obviously that proves what game you're from. Yeah, that's very different smash attack. My running attack is the same. Okay, then. Just walk right into that whip. Oh, by the way, Ken, okay, I don't actually have the command input Hadouken that Ryu has. And yes, my Shoryuken is indeed on fire, like I expected. And it does multiple hits, just like I think it does in Street Fighter. I think Ken must have a different command input alternate special, but I don't know his, so that's kind of going to be a problem. Well, it makes perfect sense for you to be in an area of horror. Happy Mask Salesman, Dark Young Link, Time Battles, increased jump power, increased move speed. I guess that's Bunny Hood. Okay, let's go. Oh, of course it would be this song. Yeah, the Happy Mask Salesman is kind of interesting. I think it's implied he has connections to the tribe that originally sealed Majora's Mask away or something. It's... kind of wondering where Young Link is in this. Oh, actually, no, I know. He's probably in the Sacred Realm area. Oh, this is that medley that has Song of Storms and other songs in it. Okay, your Shoryuken is powerful, which makes sense, but... Didn't expect it to be this strong. Okay, let's see if this opens up the way to that other fighter. No, that, does that. So how do I get him there? Oh, there's a secret passage in the fireplace. That makes sense. Boo! Okay, then. Well, it makes sense we're using Luigi's Mansion theme. One thing I didn't like about Luigi's Mansion is it gave the Boos a lot more spotlight as enemies. I know that King Boo isn't... I think they kind of retconned that in the DS remake, that King Boo actually was the Big Boo from Big Boo's Haunt, but I don't think... Oh, that makes sense. And if I'm not looking at you... but if I'm not looking at you, you will... Oh, actually, wait a minute! I just realized Ken and Ryu were the worst characters ever to be fighting Boos with because they always face their opponent. That's actually pretty amazing. I didn't really plan it that way, but it makes sense. Because, yeah, Boos would always be immobilized when fighting Ryu or Ken because they always face their opponent. That's pretty great. Stupid invisible Boo. Where are you? Well, I know where you are on the screen now. I'll miss with the Shoryuken. Miss with the Shoryuken again because I can't do the combo. Okay, it's still on fire. It's just on fire more if I do the input. Yeah, that's the input version. But I keep missing. Probably focus on something else and not just go for star points. But I have KO'd everyone with Shoryuken so far. There it is, KO'd you by punching you. Can be enhanced. Well, either King Boo or just Big Boo. And I think one of the Mario RPGs, well, there are a few that translate Boos weirdly. Super Mario RPG called every single regular Boo the Big Boo for some reason. And I think one of the Paper Mario games left Atomic Teresa, which is the Japanese name of Big Boo, as is. Dork Pits! Okay then, and that name makes, well, yeah, I do that because of My Immortal, but it also makes sense because Dark Pit is just as much of a dork as his counterpart. So, Dark Pits. I've touched on this before, but Dark Pit is one of those characters who their reception within the Smash fanbase is totally different from their reception by people who actually know their home series. And it is one of those cases where sometimes I find Smash fans can be very, very ignorant of a character's origins. Because I don't get why people just say, oh, Dark Pit is like an edgy Tumblr OC. It's not... Did you even care to look up what Dark Pit is in Uprising? Dark Pit's probably one of the most uniquely depicted dark counterparts in all of Nintendo, because he's actually not really evil. He's more like a shadow from the Persona series. He takes aspects of Pit that he either denies or tries to hide, and it's also kind of interesting because you expect him to be this evil dark counterpart, but he's actually neutral at the very worst. And most of his, and he's also like, he's not even really dark or edgy, and the only times he does act that way is it's a complete parody of that trope, so yeah, I just found Dark Pit was a pretty interesting character in Uprising, so I kind of hated the fact that in the Smash Bros community he just got completely despised for those reasons, except, admittedly, they did make him like a pure clone, which I've already gone on, I've already talked about why I don't like the fact that Dark Pit and Lucina are pure clones. Okay, that's one of those spirits gone, but I don't know how much of an effect that's going to have on the general area. I suppose... I don't have to switch this again, do I? Oh, it's a reset! That's what that is! Okay, people are gonna really get on my case for not realizing that earlier, I think. Okay, so that does reset your cannonballs. So if I can experiment and see... Okay, that goes all the way down. Did that hit anything? No. So I probably need to flip a switch and change the angle there. I did not come to a Smash Bros. Game to play puzzles. There's a switch up there, though. Oh, and you can climb here. So what does this do? Oh, okay, that flips that. Right. I actually will need to reset this area now, because now that I know that... Let's see, is there a way that I can clear the way to that fighter with... Okay, can't go that way. Down, okay. And for that last one, I'm gonna need, Right, let me just test what this does. Takes out that one, which I probably needed anyway. Then if I flip that, I can use my second shot to get rid of that one. And destroy the entire gear system in the clock tower. Okay then. Huh. But I still need to get rid of that. Oh, that was close. I still need to get rid of you if I want to get that fighter. And can I even get that? Oh, I can just go up there to get that chest. Okay. Jail of Jewel, Portrait of Ruin. Isn't that the song from the sewer area? I always actually like that song. The question now is, though, I need one more cannonball. I think. Where would I find another cannonball? This makes me really wish that I could fully zoom out of this area. Werewolf. What happens if I press the hourglass? Okay, the clock tower explosion has not happened yet. So if I do it first... Not like that. Like this. That explodes the middle of the clock. Oh, that gets rid of all of those spirits with only using one cannonball. But I feel like I'm going to need to flip that before I can get that last one. And I think to do that, I need to go all the way back to the very beginning. So this might take a while. I just noticed the music seems to change depending on what area you're in. I think that's the position I need it to be in. Well, before I do anything else, I have to fight Werewolf, who's pretty famous in Castlevania for getting demoted to, for very frequently getting demoted from boss to basic enemy. Okay, obviously going for Dark Pit here. Dark Pit's also kind of interesting for originating as a palette swap in Smash Brothers and then turning into an actual character from his home game. Let's just get this over with quickly. This shouldn't take too long. Of course, you're Wolf. I remember the Werewolf being kind of a cool mini-boss in Portrait of Ruin, but... And yes, Dark Pit has this Silver Bow, which you can actually get for yourself in Uprising. Wasn't expecting that to completely ruin your recovery, but hey, defeating a werewolf with arrows from a silver bow, I guess you could say that's silver arrows. Anyway, now I can actually shoot this cannonball. And, yeah, that's what I needed. Okay, so now I can get there. And another fighter appeared. So I was thinking that would be Richter, but that's probably Richter, so I wonder who this is. You know, I had a feeling Robin would be here. I just kind of thought Robin would be in Dracula's castle. But I was also kind of expecting the Zelgia spirit to be in Dracula's castle if there was a Dracula's castle dungeon. Yes, we're fighting Robin with Dark Pit. Not really sure why, but we haven't really used Dark Pit that much.
Ready? Go!
Prelude of Bled. I would think, I mean, of all the fighters to play Id Purpose for, as much as I don't really like that song, Id Purpose is a rearrangement of Robin's theme, so why not play it for Robin? That's kind of weird. Anyway. Nosferatu is not very effective on me, as I am already dark. Well, you know, Fire Emblem doesn't really obey Pokemon type logic at all. Well, actually, it kind of does. There are some, well, only fire dragons are weak to ice in... And, well, you know, that would be the opposite to Pokemon type logic, because 7 Gen 1. In Gen 1, ice is neutral to fire instead of not very effective. It's going to be interesting to see how Robin's changed, because Robin was one of my mains back in Smash 4. I always thought Robin had gained a counter move for a second there. This is a decent remix, though, so I'm kind of glad it's getting a little bit of attention. Oh. You like thunder? How about that? Oh. Oh, nope. I just baseballed your projectile away. Come on, Robin, you can die. There we go. And Robin has been reawakened. So yeah, I'm guessing that fighter just before Dracula is probably Richter, but we'll see. Oh, I just realized something. I know there is an Alucard spirit in this mode who is apparently just as bad as Ralph C. Belmondo. I think I know where he is. He's going to be right here. Yep, I knew it. I knew it. I freaking knew it. I knew this would be Alucard. And I heard that some fighters are locked behind 4-star spirits in the Dark World, so, yeah. Hostile assist trophies will appear. Obviously, Alucard. Of course, it's this song, though. This song's generally considered Alucard's theme, because it was the first, stage song from his game, but, oh, this is gonna end really, really badly. I just realized it goes to the versus Dracula theme in the medley when you get to this part of the castle. Okay, I've already been recording for 40 minutes, so I'll just say something right here. Depending on how quickly these next 3 fights go, this part might end now, it might not end now. So, if it does, I'll see you in the next part, but if it doesn't, you'll obviously know. Dramatic Dracula music! Anyway, welcome back to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate World of Light. We're going back to the gym this time, not the dojo as I keep calling it, to check out these spirits. Yeah, I don't think there was anyone enhanceable in there, just ones I already had enhanced. Let me just quickly check out their power levels. Getting some pretty strong spirits at this point, which I think is a big part of why some of these fights have been easier than expected. Yeah, Akuma looks pretty strong. Over 3,000 attack power at base. So Mega Ridley looks pretty good too. There's also Dra Baelza. I don't know why I like saying his name that way. And then these two... Brain Andros. Critical health stats up. That sounds really good. Magic attack up. Got so many good 4-star spirits now. Anyway, though. Wow, those stats at level 99. Forgot to really check that before. Okay, so the Prince has very good defense. Elincia has good defense too, an additional mid-air jump. Medusa has ridiculous stats and giant. Wow, well, I guess that makes sense because she's an enhanced 4-star spirit, but that is insane. Dark Matter's pretty strong too. Yeah, Medusa looks ridiculous. Okay, I'll put these in the gym now. Yeah, Brain Andros seems like he'd be very strong as well. But yeah, I'm kind of worried some of these later fights are going to be too easy just due to the sheer power of a lot of the spirits I have. Okay, let's see. I forget what I was going for last time. You don't really need activities up. I think I was going for Poison Smash, actually. Though it only activates sometimes, according to that. Anyway, when we last left things, we had the son of Dracula to go through to fight Dracula, which is kind of weird, seeing as Alucard's normally opposed to Dracula. Of course, hostile assist trophies. I was dreading this one. Looks like I don't really have a lot of particularly, like, the boss is surprisingly not that strong of a spirit anymore for me, which is kind of sad. Okay, not gonna fight with Dark Pit. I know I normally like to give characters a lot of screen time before switching off of them, but Dark Pit and regular Pit are pretty similar. I just got Robin. Not really sure how this'll go, but I suppose. Also, by the way, I guess I can point this out. So, just standard male, standard female. This one, okay, so it's annoying. This one used to be the closest Robin outfit to my avatar from my first Awakening playthrough with the green hair. But now they've changed him to look more like Mark, the tactician from FE7, and I'm okay with that. You used to resemble Anna a lot more. You're now kind of blonde hair, red outfit. I know there's a Fire Emblem character who fits that description, but I forget exactly who. You actually look a lot like Arn Takama, like Arn from Persona 5. That's Blue Roll. Oh, that one resembles Chris, the default avatar from FE12. That one resembles Lissa, which is interesting because Lucina already has a Lissa outfit. That's White Mage, and that's Sarah. But anyway, gonna go for regular male Robin this time. Okay, have not played Robin in ages, but I did name them back in Smash 4, so this should be an experience working out how they've changed. Now we now have meters for the durability of our stuff. But Robin used to be the slowest character in the game. Let's see if that's continued or not. Well, you're not wasting any time by showing up. And going for the broken sword, I see. Well, I have a multi-hitting wind attack too. I don't actually have to KO Alucard though. All I need to do is get rid of the main guy. Okay, yeah, Robin is still pretty slow. I saw that miss teleport, but did not see that bat. Alucard, get away from my me. Not like me as in that, but I want you to get away from myself. Wow, okay, Alucard's already down. I think it's easier to take Alucard out when there's not, you know, 3 other fighters to focus our bomb. Okay, don't want to speak too soon, but this doesn't seem too bad. And yeah, Robin can charge in midair, but Robin kind of pauses in place while charging. Do I have Thor? I think I have Thoron fully prepared. I have prepared my spell slots for Thoron today. Oh, of course we have this song. This is pretty much the Alucard song to a lot of people, even though it's not actually Alucard. Like, there's a song called The Tragic Prince, that's kind of more meant to be Alucard's theme. That's gonna miss. I thought so. That's kind of funny. I'm using Chrom as a glorified projectile. Okay, that's just Arc Thunder, not Thoron. Okay, gotta watch out. No, I don't. He's down. I had a feeling I'd win that first try because my spirits are very strong. Again, I have heard that a lot of these spirits are powerful, but it does feel like World of Light is very much of a snowballing effect. Once your spirits get high leveled, the later 4 stars just fold very, very quickly. It's kind of a shame. But I said I'd alternate Robins once I recruited him. I will not be in this case because I have a feeling that's Richter. Thought so. And I can't resist having David Vincent fight David Vincent. So, let's go. David Vincent versus David Vincent. David Vincent has been voicing Richter for quite a while, though. I know he was Richter's voice in, of course, it's this song, which was actually Richter's boss theme in the game I was going to say, Portrait of Ruin, where Richter was an optional boss. Yeah, I've kind of forgotten the exact properties of all of Robin's different tones, but that was L, not Arc. That was Arc. Or Giga Thunder in Japanese. Okay, my 11 sword's kind of running out a bit. And yeah, gotta remember that Robin has smash air attacks, quote unquote. Looks like the animation on Robin's charging for Thunder has changed a little bit too. Angle the L wins, interesting. Block that. But yeah, Richter was an optional boss in Portal of Ruin to awaken the true power of the Vampire Killer Whip. That was my last use of that, so I made good use of it. And so now we have Richter, who, like I've said before, exactly the same as Simon, except his Holy Water does aura damage instead of fire, which makes him better because red Pikmin are not immune to it. So I have a feeling I know who this is, and originally I was thinking, so okay, I know Dracula is a boss in this game. I have never seen how this fight works. So I am completely blind on this, no idea how this boss fight is gonna work, but originally I was gonna be like, oh, of course, we have to fight Dracula with a Castlevania fighter, you know, like Simon or Richter, right? And then I thought of something silly. So, in most of Dracula's appearances in the Castlevania series, Dracula can only be hurt by hitting him in the head. Ergo, the face. Who out of these characters is an expert on having their hand connect with that particular part of the body? Yep, we're going to be touching Dracula's face. And let's use the dark outfit, because I guess that sort of makes... Although that might make it hard to see on this stage. How about you? Yep, it's time. We're going to be defeating Dracula by face touching him. So, no frills battle, so stronger spirits, let's see. Let's try out Medusa, actually. Well, this is bound to be pretty cool. Oh, wow, he does that too, nice. But the question is he as hammy as he is in his main game? Yep, I have to hit him in the head, just like the original. So we must touch Dracula's face. Okay, fire pillars. I've done a lot of damage to him already. Okay, that looks exactly like that attack that you get out of the Flame Demon in Soul, actually. They're kind of similar. In Aria of Sorrow. Which makes sense, because you have to equip that spirit in order to get the true ending, for reasons. I just touched his face with the back of my wings. Okay, I haven't played any Castlevania games where Dracula summons pillars of fire. Now, question is, does he have a second form? Does he have, like, usually Dracula has a second form in the Castlevania series. Don't know if that... Yep, well, clearly that attack hurt you, because I saw my shield getting hit by it. Okay, that again. That plus fire pillars. Okay, then. I really have to defeat him by... Well, I mean, I guess this is kind of a stake. No, not quite. Not quite again. Dracula, stop guarding your face. Let me touch it. Nope. And the red swarm of bats looks like one of the bosses in... There we go! In Dawn of Sorrow. Oh, he does? Yes, he does have a second form! Okay, that's cool. I was hoping for that. And it's his second form from the intro of Symphony of the Night, too. Gotta be careful here, because I really don't want to lose this at the second form. Okay, this is like, I'm not even a Castlevania fan, and I still think this is cool. Unfortunately, you're now vulnerable to being attacked in places other than the face. Corrin's expertise is no longer required. Oh, that looked like it would have hurt if it had hit me. The problem with Giant is, in a long, protracted battle like this, not exactly the most useful. I can at least buzzsaw you with my chainsword. Oh no. I must still touch Dracula's face! Oh, I got him in the tail. Well, at least I finished off his first form by hitting him in the face. And thus, the monster that does not belong in this world is now no longer in it. Really? You're a spirit? Okay. Of course, that'll probably be Monster Dracula. Wait. Oh, wow, we get 2 spirits out of that. So, what is... I mean, Dracula's had many different alternate forms throughout the series, so that you could probably turn into another one of Dracula's second forms. I think the one in... I've seen a lot of videos of Castlevania games. The one in Harmony of Dissonance looks really bizarre. I think I've got everything in the castle. We'll see.